I'm still on London time. Does that count?
Oh, that counts.
Oh, good.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for those TV relationships nobody saw coming, for better or worse. For this list, we're leaving out animated series, and you can consider this your spoiler warning. Number 20, James Wilson and Amber Volakis, House. A major cast shakeup occurred between this medical drama's third and fourth seasons. The irascible but brilliant Dr. Gregory House auditioned several students to join his team of diagnostic rock stars. Though House cuts her from that team, Amber Volakis sticks around to date his best friend, Dr. Wilson.
So, which is it, House? Am I in this for you? Or am I in this for him?
If we were surprised by their relationship, House was even more so. He loathed Amber, even calling her a not-so-nice name during a testy exchange.
Cutthroat bitch? I call her Amber.
Despite House's objections, Amber and Wilson really did seem to work as a couple, at least for the limited time they had together. Number 19, Stiles Stilinski and Lydia Martin, Teen Wolf.
When I kissed you, you held your breath.
I did?
Scott McCall's best friend and loyal sidekick wasn't exactly popular at the beginning of the Teen Wolf story. It was almost cliché for Stiles Stilinski to have a crush on the most popular girl in school. But what started out as unrequited love became something else. Before, Lydia treated him like he didn't exist, even when he was speaking right to her. But their supernatural adventures together helped them forge a real friendship. For a while, a friendship was all they had. But as the two came to see each other as more than just their high school archetypes, they shocked even themselves when they realized how real their connection was.
I didn't say it back.
You don't have to.
Number 18, Blaine Anderson and Dave Karofsky, Glee. Karofsky had a wild ride of a character arc. He began the series as the football player tormenting Kurt Hummel, but his homophobia was revealed to be a cover for his own closeted gay identity.
I was pumping iron in the gym, and one of the guys told me you two were here spreading your fairy dust all over the place.
Would you just give it up? You can live whatever lie you want, but don't pretend the three of us don't know what's really going on here.
Glee watchers would seemingly go months without seeing him, and every time he came back, he was in a dramatically different set of circumstances. But the biggest shocker was when it was revealed that he was dating Kurt's ex Blaine.
Here we are.
Here we are. Yogi and Boo Boo.
That's his nickname for us, because I'm his big bear and he's my little cub.
The storyline didn't really go anywhere except to complicate Kurt and Blaine's getting back together, but the fact that it happened at all was crazy to consider. Number 17, Ian Gallagher and Mickey Milkovich, Shameless. Ian Gallagher's sexuality was a major storyline in the first season of Shameless. But when we first met the violent and intolerant Mickey Milkovich, romance was the last thing on our minds. After Mickey robs the convenience store where Ian works, Ian confronts him at his house. But their passionate fight turns into something else.
I wouldn't mind a kid or two, though.
There's plenty of strays wandering around the neighborhood. I'm sure we can pick one up for cheap.
In spite of being set up as bitter rivals, the two would go on to become a favorite of fans and one of the show's most functional couples. Now, we know that's not hard on a show like Shameless, but still.
Having to hold you from this day forward, for better or for worse, richer or poorer, in sickness and in health.
Number 16, Schmidt and Cece, New Girl. Viewers were basically convinced from the jump that Jess and Nick were made for each other. For some, though, the coupling of the lovable ladies' man Schmidt and Jess's standoffish best friend Cece was a harder sell. Surprisingly, she may have been the one to catch feelings first.
Thing is, Jess is, I think I'm into him.
What? Oh, God.
Yeah, he's got this rage inside of him, this fury, and I just love it.
Their casual relationship became increasingly upsetting for Jess, who needed a minute to get used to it. And it was hilarious every time. They definitely had to grow into their relationship with some speed bumps along the way. But the audience definitely fell in love with this couple.
I can't just always say what I feel, okay? It's just whatever, Schmidt.
You like me.
Number 15, Hannibal Lecter and Alana Bloom, Hannibal. Hannibal Lecter is many things, but a romantic lead is not generally one of them. When he and his weary colleague Alana Bloom hooked up in season 2, it was a pretty surprising development.
I just want to walk away from all of it.
What does walking away leave us?
each other.
Although a very intelligent psychology professor, Alana soon finds she's in over her head with Will Graham and Hannibal. As all things are on Hannibal, their relationship was full of psychological complications. It didn't last long. Word to the wise, when your former hookup comes looking for you with a gun, chances are it wasn't meant to be.
I was so blind.
In your defense, I worked very hard to blind you. You can stay blind.
Number 14, Peggy Olson and Stan Rizzo, Mad Men. Stan Rizzo arrived at Sterling Cooper Draper Price and immediately butted heads with Peggy Olson. His insults and suggestive comments don't exactly endear him to her. Her unwillingness to take his jokes irritates him. But after being forced to work together, Peggy figured out how to handle Stan. Maybe she figured it out too well. Once she broke his ego, the art director was hooked.
What are you waiting for?
The two's frosty relationship starts to thaw after a risque work session in a hotel room. Their budding attraction throughout the last couple of seasons culminated in the two being endgame.
I can't believe this. I think I'm in love with you too.
Number 13, Kelly Kapoor and Daryl Philbin, The Office. Kelly Kapoor's one mission in life is to get attention. Case in point, her entire romantic history. In season 4 of The Office, she begins dating warehouse foreman Daryl. The relationship was as much a shock to us as it was to their co-workers at Dunder Mifflin.
Oops.
That was cold.
But it was all just a ploy to make Kelly's co-worker Ryan jealous after he dumped her. After all, she usually had one eye on Ryan when she and Daryl kissed. In a way, their brief fling was kind of perfect. Daryl was attracted to Kelly's manipulative ways, and Kelly found his honesty refreshing. Although it didn't last long, it was comedy gold.
Daryl Philbin is the most complicated man that I have ever met. I mean, who says exactly what they're thinking? What kind of game is that?
Number 12, Chastity, Claire, Cece Babcock, and Niles, The Nanny. Maxwell Sheffield's testy business partner and his stuffy butler were perfect comic foils for each other. For several seasons of The Nanny, they nearly started spitting tacks every time the other one entered a room.
I just could not get out of bed this morning.
Oh, someone leave a big rock on your coffin again.
We loved watching them hate each other. There was no real reason to think things wouldn't just continue that way, with the two making cracks at the other's expense. But it turned out these two loved insulting each other so much that things eventually just translated to loving each other. Who knew calling someone a cow was just how some people flirt?
Are you telling me that all those years that you put dishwater in her coffee and changed her lip balm for glue stick and called her a cow, you were flirting?
What, no good?
Number 11, George O'Malley and Izzy Stevens, Grey's Anatomy. Look, it wouldn't be Grey's Anatomy without a few wrong-headed romantic entanglements. But this one just felt wrong from the word go. George O'Malley's fixation on his female colleagues, particularly Meredith Grey, was something you thought he would have grown out of after he met and married Callie Torres. But no. He and Izzy had to ruin it by getting together in season 3.
It's the new way to cure a hurt and heartache.
What's worse is they had great chemistry as friends. They were more like brother and sister, which made it all the more hard to swallow when they got together. It really seemed like the writers were just trying to throw something at the wall and see if it stuck. This one did not.
I love you too.
Number 10, Haley Dunphy and Andy Bailey, Modern Family.
Who are you?
Oh my God, you scared the hell out of me.
Okay, language. There's a baby in the house.
The ditzy and popular Haley Dunphy seems like a strange match for the goofy nanny Andy. And not just because of their very different personalities.
Seriously, Mandy, do you really have to do that?
I see what you're doing. Don't bother, because I have a girlfriend of 8 years back in Utah.
Andy is in a long-term committed relationship from the moment they meet. And while they have undeniable chemistry, he's such a decent guy that we would never expect him to cheat on his partner. But their love is too strong to be denied. And Andy's fiancée wasn't exactly faithful either. Haley and Andy may have been unexpected, but they've become surprisingly popular together, given how cute and romantic their relationship proved to be.
Maybe we should wait for the perfect moment so we can start our relationship right. Something special and magical like in the movies.
Number 9, Samantha Jones and Maria Diego Reyes, Sex and the City.
Wow, I'm dating someone I actually like.
Good. Wow.
Maria,
Maria is a painter Samantha meets and hits it off with, leading not only to sex, but also a relationship.
I see you told them.
Samantha Jones is notoriously obsessed with sex, so it came as a shock to her friends, as well as the audience, when she entered into a committed relationship with anyone at all, much less with a woman. While Samantha's promiscuous past ultimately comes between them and leads to their breakup, Samantha's time with Maria definitely showed off a new and unexpected side to her character.
I want passion. I want fireworks! Oh! Do you want fireworks? I'll show you fireworks! Ah! That's fireworks! Oh! Doing?
Number 8. Rick Grimes and Michonne, The Walking Dead.
You're staying.
There have been many differences between the Walking Dead comics and the television series, but one of the most surprising and well-received has been the relationship between Rick and Michonne.
Yeah, I know. Just a little more, okay?
Rick is the hardened leader of the main group of survivors, while Michonne is his katana-wielding right-hand woman. Over the course of the series, a mutual trust and rapport develops between them, which transitions into love in the later seasons. While the lack of such a pairing in the comics may have made them seem an unlikely couple at first, their similarly strong, capable personalities make them an excellent match on TV.
I love you.
I love you too.
Number 7. Spencer Hastings and Caleb Rivers, Pretty Little Liars.
Thank you for not judging me.
Some couples seem destined to end up together from the start of a show, while others seem like they're dreamt up to keep an inevitable couple from getting together too soon.
There's something else that I've been judging myself for.
This is definitely one of the latter. Caleb always seemed like he was destined for Spencer's friend Hannah, so he and Spencer's relationship came as something of a surprise. Also, their respective backgrounds made a potential pairing unlikely, since Caleb has a checkered past, having done his fair share of computer hacking, while Spencer comes from a family of lawyers. Still, they did initially bond over a bit of hacking, so it wasn't a complete surprise.
Why was it so easy to track down that signal? You know, it's like, why build a firewall if it's so easy to break down?
I was just hoping you were going to tell me all these texts were coming from the Radley.
Number 6. Willow Rosenberg and Tara McClay, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
We can do this. Okay.
When Willow experiments even more with magic in college, she meets a fellow witch named Tara, and the two of them fall under each other's spell, so to speak.
You can be strong. Strong like an Amazon? Strong like an Amazon, right?
The pairing was a very unexpected one, not in the least because Willow still carried a torch for Oz, but also because she'd shown few indications of not being straight.
That's me as a vampire? I'm so evil and skanky. And I think I'm kind of gay.
There were some signs. In addition, Tara and Willow were so surprising because at this point in time, few LGBTQIA+ couples had been depicted on television. Though we couldn't have predicted it, these two ended up being a fan favorite couple.
Besides, spells going awry, friends in danger. I'm definitely nothing special.
No, you are.
Number 5. James Sawyer Ford and Juliette Burke, Lost.
You do realize it's 1974. Whatever it is you think you're going back to, don't exist yet.
Lost features a long-running love triangle between Jack, Kate, and Sawyer, and when Juliette was added to the mix, she seemed like a romantic rival for Kate for Jack's affections. So when Juliette is stranded on the island with Sawyer, it came as a surprise that they ended up together, particularly because they didn't begin on the best footing. There may have been a taser involved. Despite being an unexpected relationship, they quickly became the power couple that fans did not know they wanted, making their ultimate separation all the more tragic, and their eventual metaphysical reunion all the more heartwarming.
Juliette is me.
Number 4. Jackie Burkhart and Stephen Hyde, That 70s Show.
Finally.
Yeah, I thought they'd never leave.
Although Jackie's relationship with Fez was also a head-scratcher, the Point Place Gang's resident diva's relationship with bad boy Hyde was even more out of left field, and a better pairing to boot.
Jackie, talking is for people who have something in common.
Hyde and Jackie constantly snipe at each other throughout most of the first part of the series, although there are some romantic undercurrents as well. Their hookup is thoroughly unexpected though, as they are revealed to be fooling around in secret.
What the hell?
Oh my God! I'm blind!
Despite several breakups and Hyde's reluctance to commit, their relationship is a remarkably entertaining one that we would have liked to have seen go the distance.
Steven, do I really sicken you?
No. I sicken me because you're supposed to sicken me, but you don't.
Number 3. Blair Waldorf and Dan Humphrey, Gossip Girl.
What are you doing here? Do I smell pork? And cheese?
Like some of our previous entries, this is a pairing that had very little build-up, partially due to the characters' longtime dislike for one another.
Isn't that the girl that told the entire school and, several colleges that you had a drug problem?
Blair Waldorf is a queen bee socialite, and pretty much encompasses everything burgeoning writer Dan Humphrey claims to hate. In fact, the pair rarely interacts during the first part of the series, and when they do, it's usually because they're forced to and often end up in competition with one another.
We are not done here.
Yeah, we are.
However, it's this competition that brings them closer together.
One kiss, that's that.
One kiss, and that's that.
Ultimately, while most fans prefer them with the characters they end up with, Dan and Blair still have their supporters.
But for crying out loud, Humphrey.
XOXO. Gossip Girl.
Number 2. Monica Geller and Chandler Bing, Friends.
You think you knew I was here?
While this show has seen several unexpected matchups, notably Joey and Rachel, we had to tip our hats to Monica and Chandler. The funny thing is, in hindsight, we can see the hints of it building in earlier episodes, though the whole jellyfish incident definitely had us thinking it had never happened.
I think you're sweet and you're smart, and I love you. But you will always be the guy who peed on me.
However, at Ross's wedding in London, the pair hooks up unexpectedly off-screen, catching the audience completely off guard.
Well, I've never done that with you before.
Nope.
Their unexpected romance hit the show like a hurricane, and had fans loving every minute of their sweet and hilarious relationship. We're right there with you, Phoebe. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Barney Stinson and Robin Scherbatsky, How I Met Your Mother.
Barney, do you want to come back to my place?
Your place?
We would not have laid odds on these two committing at all, much less to each other.
You said it'd be okay.
Barney is practically a professional horn dog, devoting large swaths of his time to picking up women in outlandish ways, while Robin is equally devoted to her job and is not interested in being tied down.
And later at the bar, you tell your good friend Robin the story of your latest conquest, and she thinks to herself, who is this sad, self-loathing idiot who climbed into bed with Barney Stinson?
Their disparate personalities, as well as Robin's complicated relationship with Ted, made it seem unlikely that these two would get together. But hook up they do.
Yes, Barney.
Guess who nailed the chick from Metro News 1 last night?
And while they don't get a happily ever after thanks to a divisive finale, Barney and Robin manage to bring the best and worst out of each other when they are together.
We got divorced.
Which of these unexpected couples do you ship, and which one would you rather pretend never happened? Let us know in the comments.
Wow, in 45 minutes you could find her twice.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.